Yeah, I know that we are most of the way through January now. This is the 21st, and I am just now giving you my 2018 recap and my 2019 goals. Unfortunately, that's the way things happen sometimes. This was actually supposed to be out on the 14th. I'm looking over because I got a content calendar up there. But I was so sick the week before that it just wasn't going to happen. I had another video in the can. That's what I did. So that's just how it happens. But today, what we're going to dig through is we're going to dig through how my 2018 went and what my goals are in 2019. And I'm going to tackle that in the manner of kind of four main questions. And this is what I do with my coaching students when we do our weekly update calls as well. Question one is, what went really good? Question two is, what was not so good, not as planned? I don't say this is bad necessarily because, like sick. Is it bad? Well, I guess it's bad I got sick, but it's just something that happens. It's life. Question three, what am I going to do about those things that didn't go as planned? Question four is going to be all about what my plans are for next year. I'm going to tackle this, so kind of this splits up into two ways. Question one and two are going to be tackled with 2018, and question three and four are going to be tackled with 2019. Enjoy. Now, let's actually start this whole update back in 2017, because 2017 was a super, super, super tough year. My income dropped almost in half. And that's my fault. I changed what I wanted my business to do, and I didn't have the marketing to back it up. And I just really didn't continue to push the marketing behind development work. So it dropped off. And I know lots of people had a tough year in 2017. Now, 2018 started out in the same old way. Started that way because I'm an idiot. And mainly, I'm an idiot because I never talked to my wife about the income issues we were having on the business side right at the beginning like I should have. So coming into 2018, we made two changes. First off, we changed what I'm paying us. And second off, we started running my business under profit first. So let's actually go talk to my wife about that. You don't have to look at the screen, right? Look at the lens. Okay, we'll look at the lens. So we were going to talk about 2017-18 finances, really, and the changes we made.
Oh, okay.
I told you that.
I thought we were talking about meal prep.
No.
Okay.
No, didn't have time to wait on the meal prep conversation. I recorded my idea on the way home and just edited it, put it out there.
Good to know.
Good. So, we planned this really well. So coming into 2018, what changes do we make as we hit 2018 financially?
Okay, it's 2019. We had been just kind of struggling a little bit to keep up financially, and so then we sat down and took a really good look at our budget, business-wise and in the house, and business-wise especially, we sat down and started using the Profit First tools.
Mm-hmm. We did? Mm-hmm. What else changed?
What are you looking for?
What am I looking for? Well, we had this conversation, remember? We finally had to talk about how things are going financially and started paying us less, and that eased my stress a bunch. Did it ease your stress?
Yeah, and we took a significant decrease in what we were drawing from the business.
50%.
Because I hadn't realized that the business wasn't keeping up to what our family was drawing from the business, so it was creating a lot of stress. So when we finally kind of got it all out in the open, then I could sit down and look at our family finances and adjust things as needed there, and he could adjust on his side, and we balanced it, which was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we balanced it, and we've come back up since then.
A little bit, yeah. Oh, well, more than a little bit, actually.
A little bit. I think a reasonable amount, and the fact is that there's Slack now, right? As we went to Profit First, there's Slack now. I totally me, because Cynthia didn't know this was happening. I kind of chewed into our tax fund, and so we were catching up on taxes a little bit. And officially, we're caught up now, but I think we'll have to catch up a little bit more through 2019. And really, she just didn't know that. We hadn't really talked about it, had we?
No,
and it's my fault. This is I didn't bring it
I kind of
forward.
knew things weren't going really well because I could see his stress level rising. But it's kind of one of those. It's not a fun conversation to have sometimes when you know things aren't going very well. And so I had been hoping that he would just bring it up himself. And I think I finally just poked the bear because it needed to happen.
You saying I'm furry?
Yeah, actually.
Okay, I'm furry. The legs are shaved if you've ever seen them. And then how do you feel about how family went this year? We talked about this.
Yeah, as in like
did we get out enough? Did we look back at 2018 and think that was a good family year?
I feel like we spent more quality time together as a family, but we didn't get out nearly as much as we wanted to.
Also, this is my fault because I fell off a cliff and hurt my ankle really bad.
Well, and
Well, we did spend a lot of time at the river.
Yes.
Like we were there at like a couple nights a week. We hung out at the river. Like when you were skating too, I spent like a week hanging at the river with kids.
Yeah, and I think too, the summer especially, finances were really, really tight here. So then my coaching hours with the skating club cut back significantly. So I took a couple kids in for daycare.
Yep.
And that really reduced the amount of time that we could go anywhere because I didn't have a vehicle large enough to carry everyone. But at that point, we had to decide whether we were going to make ends meet or go play outside a whole lot.
Yep.
Adulting.
Adulting.
You know.
You hate that word. Why did you even use it?
I don't know. It seemed like an appropriate word. We had to be adults.
We.
Like in a really hard way.
Yeah. Cool.
Bye.
Bye. She says, I'm going to check my notes. We might be back.
Okay.
We're going to slouch. Totally we're the same height. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was burnout. You said this to me. Go. What did you say? Do you remember?
I said a few things to you about burnout. But
we had a discussion over Christmas.
The holidays, we had a fairly significant discussion about burnout. Because I feel like Curtis burnt out fairly significantly. What 2 years ago, roughly?
Yeah, maybe.
And it's taken about 2 years for him to get back to a point where he's functioning well and working well and interested in what he's working on again. And so then over the holidays, he kept saying, well, I need to do this and I need to do that and I need to, sit down and do this in the office or get that done. And I got really mad. And I told him specifically that it's not okay. I don't want him going back to where he was, and we're finally on the upward curve. And if he was his own client, he would have told them that they needed to take the time out and spend the time with their family. It was a not awesome conversation to have, but I think it enabled him to relax a little bit.
We haven't asked this. How did I do? How did we do?
I think after you did great. I think both of us did great.
No, we both said coming out of Christmas that we didn't feel as rested as we had hoped.
No, we didn't do a great job of planning our time effectively. So like we had little things happening here and there almost every single day. So then we still often had one parent out of the house and just running somewhere.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's it. I'll join you for the rest of the video. All right, just watching my discussion with Cynthia that we filmed last night about how 2018 went and some of the changes we made coming into 2018. And one of the things that I kind of looked at and noticed again was that communication is so key between each other, between spouses, between the people that you want to hang out with, the people that you love. So remember that like, it's one of the big things that I need to make sure that I work on, because not both of them, but like there's a big part of me not saying anything and her being worried about saying anything because she thought I'd be mad about finances. Just remember that. Remember to even schedule like a monthly, and we know this, we should have done this, we should be doing this, and so we will maybe, or we'll be trying, I'll be trying. But having a monthly meeting, just talk about business, finances, stuff like that, so that you can stay on the same page. Because the longer you let it go between, really being on the same page and not, the bigger the problems are gonna be. Now, one of the other things my wife said that she really noticed about me in 2018 was that I was really burning out. Now, I am happy to say that coming into 2019, right, as I'm in 2019 already, as I'm recording this, at least starting on January 11th, that I am on fire about my work again. I'm on fire a lot about doing some of this video work. I'm on fire about the content I'm producing. I'm on fire about some of the contracts I have, which are not development contracts. They are more content, helping you find your customers, those types of contracts. I am on fire about those. I'm really excited about that. There's even one or two code projects that I'm very excited about. And so this has been a big change. Now, 2018 also saw me start writing for a number of sites. You'll find my writing on Liquid Web. You'll find my writing on GoDaddy. You won't find my writing on Asian Efficiency and their dojo unless you're a dojo member. So if you're a dojo member, you'll find my writing there too. And you'll find me on the Sweet Setup as well. That's another site that I've actually done development for Sean before, and I pitched some of their content team about writing. I've been writing. And since then, they have just recently asked me to do a bigger piece for them. They said, hey, we'd love for you to do this. And because I'm iPad first as well, there was I've pre-ordered the Bridge keyboard, and I mentioned to them that I'll have that already coming. I'm not asking them to buy it or anything, but I could do a review for them. And they said, ooh, we were wondering who was going to do that and how we were going to get one. So that's another thing where I am continuing to further my content production for other sites. And these are all paid sites, paid places that I'm working, getting paid for members content for Asian Efficiency, getting paid for writing for Liquid Web and for GoDaddy and for the Sweet Setup. So those are all really good things and content that I've really enjoyed producing on so many levels, right? For the Sweet Setup, I've got to choose a lot of the content I've been doing until just now, as they've been asking me to do a piece or two, which is excellent. And I've got to really just dive in and do the content and the apps that I know well, that I can do good for them, do good work and good writing for them. And it's got me super excited about continuing to find more ways to get content out there and to do more content production for people. 2018 also brought the launch of 4 books for me. I got to launch The Art of Focus, Getting Unstuck, Analog Productivity, and The Freelancer's Guide to Getting Started. Now, all 4 of these books were excellent. I enjoyed writing them. I really enjoy writing books. And The Freelancer's Guide to Getting Started is actually kind of the starting book or the lead up to other books that I'm going to be releasing this year. So that there's a whole Freelancer's Guide kind of package and book package and series. So releasing all of those, they continue to bring some income every month, right? They continue to bring some more people to my email list, some more people to find my content every month because I put the time into these. None of these are like, I'm not suddenly retiring as an author. I'm not Stephen King here or anything like that. But they continue to bring in some income all the time, which just helps relax everything a little bit, as opposed to being everything so tight and so jammed and like just so hard to make 2017 happen, and even the beginning of 2018. 2019 is already starting with a lot more relax into it because we started relaxing in 2018 and we just have moved that into 2019. Now, one of the other things I really started enjoying and taking seriously in 2018, right at the end really, was YouTube. Now, this has cost me some money, right? You can't see, you can see if I go like this. There's a boom mic right here. Right, I had to buy the boom, I had to buy the mic. I did not have to buy the binder clips that hold the cables on because I had those. I did not have to buy the camera that you're looking at. I did have to buy the lens for it. I was already lucky to have this Canon 60D around. It does not autofocus. It is not the camera you should be buying for doing like YouTube stuff right now. If you're looking at the Canon lower end line, then you'd be looking at the 80D because it does autofocus. I had to buy the lens you're looking at. I didn't have to. I wanted to buy the lens because it gave me better viewing angles for the Office. I bought a tripod. I've actually bought 2 tripods. A really, really cheap one that I could just afford the first time. And then I bought this nicer one with some Christmas money. Right, I bought the microphone. So I was blessed with some of the stuff already, some of the core gear to really start trying it out, which was the one lens that did decently and the camera. And then I bought a microphone to start and just started trying stuff to see what I liked. But I've seen already from a very slow growth YouTube channel to when I've been taking it seriously, putting some more time into production, putting some more time into putting some music behind it and everything like that, that people are liking it, people are subscribing, and that's why actually YouTube, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, will be one of my goals for Q1 2019. Now, out of this actually comes some good stuff for the family too. Over the Christmas holidays, I did some vlogging, and I did some video of our family playing in the snow. And that turned into a good family video that people, again, I got good feedback. People said, oh, I enjoy this. I enjoy seeing your family do stuff. I enjoy seeing a little bit more of the personal side of you. And we got a good family video out of that and had fun in the snow. We were going to go anyways, but I just shot video and a few stills, but mainly video and with the intention to put it up on YouTube to do some vlogging. So what you'll see in 2019 is more of that. Mondays are going to be a little more, produced style video. Wednesdays are going to be a little more vlog style video. And that's what I'm going to be pushing on content. I'll be doing content Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the rest of the year is the plan. Friday will be my regular Freelance Friday emails where I kind of recap and show you some of the other interesting content that I've been consuming over the course of the week, over the course of the last while, that has really helped me, made me think about how I run my business, made me think about the type of person that I want to be. Now, on the family front, we had a good change this year. We actually moved to the house I'm in, this office. I haven't had an office to myself for a while. The last place I shared it with my bedroom. And then before that, I actually had an office external. But I have never had a dedicated office in the house in the entire time I'm working for myself. That's not true. I did for like a really short window before we had someone move in with us for summer, and then we had our kid in October. So there's like a couple months in there when it was actually the junk storage room and my office. And then everyone else got the nice clean room. I just got the junk storage room and then the bedroom. Oh well. So that was nice to be able to move here, be able to tailor this a little bit. You can see I can, put up nice pictures behind me, which is nice to have this office dedicated, this area dedicated to my office. It has a little pathway kind of off to the side here that goes from the garage to the main house. But other than that, it's my office, and it's great to have that. It's great to have a bigger space for our family as well. And we are I'm literally across the street to pick up my daughter. I have to pick her up in 7 minutes from school, and there is no problem with me making it after I record this little segment here. Now, one of the other kind of, so-so things that happened in 2018 was that I stopped the Smart Business Show. The Smart Business Show is what many people have been watching on YouTube for a while. It was a weekly show. It had 230 episodes or something like that. And the reason I stopped it is it just wasn't catching on. It's not like I got lots of views on YouTube. The audio version of it really didn't have a lot of traction either. Like, there was some subscribers, but not a lot. And after 230x episodes, I, to use Matt D'Avella's term, put my 3 years in, and it was not working. So I stopped that. Now, I say it's kind of a meh because on the one hand, I'm disappointed that the content is gone, because it was something I was doing consistently for a long time, and very, very few people liked it, and they made comments on it. But it's not catching on the way I need something to catch on if I'm going to put the time into it. And so what I've done is I've actually swapped that out and putting a little more effort into YouTube, into production, stuff like that instead. Now, finally on the so-so thing for 2018 is coaching. Coaching brought in more income than it has in other years, but it still did not catch on like I really wanted it to kind of blow up the business. It's doing better, but it's not quite there yet. And so we're going to have to actually change some of the branding, which we'll be doing in 2019, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit as well, to try and hit that niche better so that I can help men be more intentional about their family and their business. Because I think that's an important and crucial thing that just a lot of people are missing. Everyone talks about being more productive, but they don't talk a lot about the other side, about the family side. So I'm going to try and focus a little bit more on the family side and focus on men and really target the niche towards that. Being productive so you can be a good father. All right, now 2019. I don't actually focus on like a big goal for the whole year. That's not what I really want to do. A year is way too big a time frame for you to really to look at and to have good systems and to stay focused on. It's way too easy to say, I'm not doing this in January, so March Curtis will figure this out. March Curtis has no more time than you. He thinks you're an idiot because you left everything to him. So what I do is I focus on 12 weeks. So Q1 is what I'm going to focus on. We're already, I guess, a couple weeks into it by the time you see this. And I'm focusing on Q1 only. And then I focus on the systems, the things that I can really control to hopefully hit the outcomes I want. Because there's things I can't control. I could say I want to sign 100 clients, but can I actually do that? And again, two of my goals, one is 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and number 2 is 50 people on Patreon. Can I actually force that to happen? No, there's nothing I could do. Now I could say I want to read 10,000 pages, and that's something I can do. So that's 2 of my goals, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and 50 people on Patreon. Now, how am I going to do that though? The things to make that happen, the things that I need to do I need to have a good video pipeline. This is for both things. I need to have my video pipeline, my video recording down. And I did that, and I knew this coming into, say, over the holidays, and that's why I practiced a bunch of video for stuff. So that I knew and could really turn around a video well and knew the editing software better. So part of me is training also, like I'm watching more stuff on LumaFusion, more stuff on how to do good videos, how to take better photos, and trying to improve my game on those ends so that I can just have a better video pipeline. Part of it is also being consistent. So I've had a membership site before, and I didn't deliver well on that membership content. So having a good video pipeline is also keeping the updates on Patreon. Now there's 2 tiers on Patreon. Tier 1 is $5 a month. And at that level, you get to get my weekly updates through Patreon, where you're gonna get to follow me through with my 12-week goals. You're gonna see the tactics I'm trying to use so that I can really knock this 2019 out of the park. In addition to that, you're gonna get a warm hug if I see you. And if you want hugs, if you don't like hugs, then that's fine. You don't have to have a hug. But you're gonna get that big warm hug if you want it. And then through the comments, like I want to hear about what you're doing, and so that I can even offer some advice that way, and that I can help. If you got something cool, I'd love to plug it. So let me know. If you're joining me on Patreon, let me know so that I can help plug your thing that you're doing and help you win at what you're doing. Tier 2 is $15 a month. And for Tier 2, you get that regular stuff. You get the weekly updates. You also get access to the kind of lifestyle AMA. So I'll be putting a ask out for questions. You have questions about how I'm running my business, and I want to answer those questions for you in some sort of live streaming. I'm gonna have to work that out. How do I live stream off my iPad properly? I want to do everything. I want to keep pushing everything to the iPad and doing as little as possible on my desktop. So you're gonna get the live streaming, get discounts to any of the courses and the books. So when I release books, I'll be giving you guys coupons so you can purchase them directly from me, so that you can get just a better deal on those, and a better deal on any courses that are released through anything that I can affect anyways. So if I'm releasing a course on Teachable or something like that, there'll be a discount coupon for the $15 a month tier. Is that right? $15 a month tier of Patreon. Sure, that sounded good enough to me. Those are the 2 tiers that you can join me on Patreon for. Now, some of you are asking probably, Curtis, why Patreon? You have built e-commerce membership sites for a long time. I have. I don't want to fiddle with e-commerce junk. I just, like once a quarter, there's some little hiccup that happens that I got to deal with. The transaction doesn't go through, and I've got to email the customer, and they got to email me back, and all that junk. I don't want that stuff. I just want to be able to produce content for the people that helps for you, to help you run a better business and be a better parent, be a better father. So that's why I am not going to be running my own main membership site anymore. And the final big goal for Q1 is to launch the Freelancer's Guide to Marketing. So like I said when I talked about the Freelancer's Guide to Getting Started, I have a series of books that I want to produce for you, for freelancers, to help them run a better business so they can just be awesome at the work they do. The Freelancer's Guide to Marketing is another one of those books. There's actually going to be a complete rewrite, a very heavy rewrite of a book that I already have called Finding and Marketing to Your Niche. And it's going to be very similar to that. It's going to be Freelancer's Guide to Niche Marketing. I've got a list of books. I read one last night. I read a book called Talking to Humans. I just started another one at lunch today to I always like to increase my research field as I go to start writing a new book. So January, maybe part of February, but January for sure is going to be focused really on the reading and organizing the research, looking back at the book and making sure that I have any holes or any changes covered. February will be where I really start to relook at the whole book when I start going through the content and I want to rewrite it. And then March will be where I focus on the launch sequence, and you'll get to follow me through that. If you're at the $5 tier of Patreon, you get to see what I'm doing for launch. They have a lens thing. I'd like to do lenses as well for Patreon people, so you can see some of the things that I'm doing as I'm doing it. You can get more live updates from me, just to get an insight into what I'm doing production-wise and how things are working, how I do things, so that you can get insight into maybe you want to write some books. I can help you write books. I've written tons of them. I make decent money on them. They do well enough for me. They definitely justify it. They don't only justify it in their sales day to day. They justify it in even the renown. Renown sounds like such a hoity-toity word. Hoity-toity is a hoity-toity word. Anyways, in the way they push my presence and push my platform, which is good. So join me there if you want that as well. Now, finally, what about you? Did you do a recap for 2018? Do you have goals for 2019? I would love to hear about them. If you have a post up, you have a video up, link it down below in the show notes, not the show notes, in the comments. This is YouTube. This is comments. Comments below, not show notes. Show notes description is below. Descriptions for me, comments for you. Anyways, link it up or let me know what you're doing. What would you like to see as I go through this? What insights would you like to have? Whether you're on Patreon side or on this side, what would you like to see in my goals for the year and in how I do things that would help you do what you want to do better? Thanks for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe below. You can join me on Patreon at CurtisMcHale/P or patreon.com/CurtisMcHale. I'd love to have you join me. I'd love to get to interact with you more on a one-on-one basis there. So if you want to support this, if you found my content useful over the years, that's where you can support me.